Hello and welcome to Papa Hector's Spiritual Podcast. So, today's episode is negative energy. Are you a victim? Do you have this illness? So, go ahead and don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor.fm, Stitcher, Spotify, Breaker, or any of your other favorite podcast apps. You can subscribe to me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook by looking up Houngan Hector, HOUNGANHECTOR, and subscribe to, what is it we have there? The newsletter at HectorSalva.com. Yeah, I know it's a lot going on. Many subscriptions, that's how it be these days. So, diving into our topic, negative energy. Are you a victim? So, I wanted to do this podcast today because as of recently, I've had a lot of people who have had major problems with negative energy, and I've had a lot of sessions about it. And I just want to give you the story, for example, of Tina. And we're going to use that name for her to protect her identity. But Tina just recently came in not that long ago. And as a result of the negative energy and negative forces that she was plagued with, okay, she had lost her job. She had lost her place to live. Her relationship fell apart, along with many of her other relationships, meaning her friendships, family connections. Unfortunately for her, the source of the negative energy was through being spiritually attacked, energetically attacked. And we'll get into all of that in a moment. But to make things worse, as a result of this, she wasn't being able to find any new work or anyone to help her. Because that's something that negative energy does to people. And she was completely drained of energy no matter how much she rested. Negative energy drains. And naturally she was as if she was carrying a load on her back. And we recently, we just had a session with her recently, so we just got to the true diagnosis of the problem so that we can go in there and resolve that for her. So, are you the victim of negative energy? First, let's give you some symptoms of negative energy. Now, you may be experiencing these symptoms more or less, depending on the source of the attack, depending on who did it, why it was done to you, what was done to you. Okay? So, number one is people avoid you. People are avoiding you. People are staying away from you. People are generally distant with you. Number two, conflicts, frictions, fights, problems for no reason, misunderstandings with other people. 3, no opportunities. No opportunities to progress, feeling stagnant. 4, issues in relationships. This could be your love life, but also it includes other relationships such as professional relationships, family, and other relationships. 5, insomnia, disturbed sleep. 6, nightmares. 7, this also includes waking up like in cold sweats, scared, filled with fear. 8, I believe this is 7, fatigue without cause, meaning you may be getting rest, you're getting what you need, but you continue to experience very much fatigue and weakness. 8, depression, hopelessness, being drawn downwards, feeling drawn down. 9, pain in the body without a source, or pain in the body without reason. 10, if feeling very many mood swings or abnormal moods, anxiety, irrational anger, rage, upset, even if you don't let it out, you have it on the inside. 11, anxiety, anxiousness, nervousness, restlessness. 12, lack of interest in life, lack of motivation. 13, frequent accidents. 14, problems for no real reason, unexplained problems, sudden problems for no real reason. Things that should have been okay, not being so. So, everything in the world is made of energy. And this is a basic scientific as well as spiritual teaching. And positive and negative, just like it exists in the world, exists energetically. Positive energy and negative energy. Negative energy drains you. It steals energy from you and is parasitic. It causes problems by draining your energy so that you cannot have good luck. Things cannot fall into line. Things cannot flow for you. Therefore, negative energy causes blocks and blockages, frictions and problems with relationships with people. And negative energy is very much like an illness, an infection, and that's how we're going to discuss it. Now, the illness, just like an illness, negative energy can exist in just one area of your life or affect one area of your life. And the infection can be located in one area. However, over time, it grows just like an infection if it's not dealt with and healed, resolved, and cured. So it will seep out into other areas of your life, little by little growing larger and larger through a snowball effect. However, negative energy can also affect your life on a whole life level, meaning in all areas of your life. Just like an infection or an illness, it can either infect one area of the body or your whole body. And it can cause issues and symptoms in one area or your whole body. Negative energy keeps you from having the energy to be successful. It keeps you drained and problems and blockages happening, so you do not have the energy to succeed. So how do you get it? We discussed what it is, what it does, the symptoms. So let's discuss how you get it. You can get negative energy just like illnesses, okay, through your environment. So one place where you can get negative energy is through your environment. If you don't have a healthy immune system, a healthy spiritual immune system, then you can absorb the illnesses, the spiritual illnesses in your environment. Number 2, you can get it through other people, through contact with other people, especially sexual contact, but contact and frequent interaction and contact with other people through what's known as the evil eye. So what is the evil eye? The evil eye is simply negative energy that's directed at another individual through the eyes. And if you'd like to hear on that podcast, let me know, so we'll make one about the evil eye. It's well known all over the world. Write us an email. So you can get it through others. And there's another way that other people can give it to you, but we're going to have that as a separate source. You can get it through yourself, something you attacking yourself, but also something being wrong in your system, in your spiritual system, in your spiritual body, something being wrong or out of place, setting negative energy off and setting the illness from the inside out, energetically from the inside out. Okay, actually creating the environment for that negativity to be in and parasite off of you and affect you. You can get it through other beings. Other than just us, other beings exist. Some people call them entities. Other people call them spiritual beings. Other people call them spirits. These things do exist. Human beings are not the only beings. And you can be suffering from their attachment to you. And that's going to actually be a subject of a whole nother podcast. But you can, through other beings. And then, lastly, you can have this negativity as a result of negative spiritual attack. Actually, this is not lastly. There's one more. But negative spiritual attack, and this can be done by other people. Okay? This is when other people purposefully use energy, negative energy, to attack you. And that's kind of the subject of a whole nother podcast again. But negative spiritual psychic attack does exist. And through other people attacking you, okay, just like other people wounding you, like going out and actually wounding your body, attacking you physically, you can be spiritually or psychically, energetically attacked by other people or other beings. The last one is through life. Life actually does it. Just life itself. As you go through life, you have lots of positive and negative experiences. Lots of things that happen through life create positive and negative pockets of energy that all become incorporated with you and in your life. This is part of the self thing, but not entirely. Life brings that energy into play and puts that energy into your being. So we went into what it is, what it does, the symptoms, how you get it, meaning the sources. Okay? The many different sources that there are. Now, how do you fix it? Why is it important that you fix it? Firstly, it's important that you fix this problem because when you don't, just like an infection grows over time, negative energy will grow over time within your life, infecting more and more areas of your life. And many times that negative energy can be insidious. It's insidious meaning it's subtle, and it's subtly growing and you don't even know it or realize it. That negative energy starts to spill over into other areas. It doesn't stay contained. If you want to have opportunities and success, if you want to have successful relationships, successful professional, family life, so on and so forth, this has to be taken care of, and it has to be taken care of correctly, depending on how deep it lies in your system, where it's coming from, meaning where is it being sourced, what it does to you, how it happened. There's many layers to the healing and the resolution of negative energy. And how deeply do you have it? How much? We're all exposed to negative energy. However, some negative energy, our immune system, our spiritual immune system, can and does handle. Others it cannot, just like your physical body. And your spiritual immune system cannot handle it. And so certain spiritual medicine, inner medicine, needs to be applied, and positive energy needs to be applied in order to resolve and heal that problem. So negative energy snowballs and compounds upon itself. 2 is, the more negative energy that you have on you, the more you naturally attract. So like attracts like. So the more you have on you already, the more it attracts to you. Number 3 is, just like the illness or an infection, one untreated infection will often create other illnesses or create the environment to allow other illnesses to come in and also become parasites. So it's just like when you're physically ill. If certain infections aren't taken care of, they lead to other breakdowns in the system and areas for other problems to come or other illnesses to come and take place. Some infections, some illnesses lead to another illness. So some illnesses go in layer by layer, creating or leading to another illness and then another illness. Now, how you can fix it and a major mistake. How you can fix it, we have a specific system, a process that we take through the work that we have, the sacred work, to fix this. Okay? But how this needs to be fixed depends again on the level of negativity. If it's at the stage of many of the symptoms, if you answered yes to 3 or more of those symptoms that I gave you at the beginning of this podcast, then you probably should seek professional help. But you need someone, a spiritual doctor, a real spiritual worker, spiritual healer, that can go and handle the situation and not just the symptoms. So this is very important. A major mistake a lot of people go to have this handled or dealt with, and a major mistake is just the surface and the symptoms are dealt with, just like a lot of modern medicine. It's not actually healing the infection, it's just treating the symptoms and the surface layers. And what happens is it just actually allows the infection to continue on in the system and oftentimes get worse and get worse over time, for the infection to learn how to be more stronger in that system and attach itself even stronger. And many people who have gone to spiritual workers who have done exactly that end up saying how things have gotten worse for them afterwards, because that's what it does. It sets things up to almost get worse, for the illness and the infection to become stronger, more resistant, more attached, more ingrained into the system. And it might provide some relief for a short time, just like much of modern medicine. Short relief for a short time because the symptoms are gone, and push the illness into dormancy. But the illness continues on in the system. Now, we have in our work 4 steps that we take a person through to totally not only just heal them from the negative energy, not only just resolve the negative energy, get rid of it, fix it, and bring the good energy back, but also prevent any negativity from returning. Our spiritual work gives the system to get it resolved, get the infection totally out of the system, totally healed and resolved, but also then to prevent and stop the person from getting that again, and block and protect them from dealing with that again. So, if this is something that you're dealing with, or you've been dealing with for a long time, contact us, help@greatestspells.com, help@mysticalwork.com, so that we can help you get things resolved. This is a major foundational problem that, if it's not dealt with, will get worse over time and will cause you lots of pain and suffering in life that's unnecessary. So if you really want to get this resolved once and for all, go ahead and contact me so that we can get you set up and we can have a talk and go forward from how we need to help you, how we need to help you get this fixed once and for all. If you're dealing with this, it's something that you want to go ahead and resolve sooner than later. One thing I noted before was that everyone deals with some level of negativity, and that's normal. But it's when it gets to be these very strong levels of negativity that becomes a problem. So that's it for this podcast. I hope that you guys are doing well. Keep the faith. Make sure to subscribe to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor.fm, Stitcher, Spotify. Look me up, Papa Hector Salva. Also, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Houngan Hector, HOUNGANHECTOR, as well as HectorSalva.com, where you can subscribe to the newsletter. Many blessings to all of you. Until next time.